Okay, next situation. A rectangular tubular column has the following properties. The width along the x-axis is 100 and the width along the y-axis is 200 millimeters. You are already given the area and the elastic section moduli, yung Sx and Sy. Alright, and then for the first question, calculate the radius of gyration about the x-axis. So drawing muna natin rectangular tubular column. So ganyan. Okay? And let's say this is the x-axis. Let's say this is the y-axis. Okay? Ang sabi niya, ang width daw along the x-axis, so ito yon 100. Tapos yung width along. So take note along along yung sabi niya. So, meaning, you are measuring it dun sa axis na yon. So, 200. Okay? Tapos given naman yung area. So, ang una niya lang tanong, what is Rx, no? Sa number 1, what is Rx? Well, of course, Rx is just square root of Ix over area. Meron namang area. Ang problema lang, hindi Ix yung given. Ang given ay elastic section modulus. Di ba, ang elastic section modulus, it is defined as I over C. Okay? So, of course, dahil Sx yan, Ix to. Pero ano yung C? No? Paano sinusukat yung C? So, take note, guys, that C is measured as the it is measured as the extreme fiber distance, okay, from or should I say perpendicular, no? Perpendicular or another way of saying it is extreme fiber distance from the neutral axis. Okay, measured perpendicular from the neutral axis. Okay? Or from the axis of bending. Okay? So, ano ibig sabihin? Parang sinasabi niya ganito, kung ang bending natin is about the x-axis, so ito yung may neutral axis natin, so ibig sabihin yung C should be measured perpendicular dyan. Tapos sinabi niya dito extreme fiber, so ibig sabihin niya sa pinakalabas. Okay? Kung babalik na rin natin, for example, ito naman yung axis of bending natin, so malamang ang gagamitin mo dito ay Y, ito ay SY. Tapos yung C mo, kung ito yung axis of bending mo, yung perpendicular distance, ito yon, no? Ito yon. Okay? So baliktad siya. So yung C natin kapag SX saka IX, magiging Y. Pwede mo sabihin na Y. Okay? Kapag naman SY o di IY. Pero ito, gagawin mong X. Okay? So, laging perpendicular kasi yun, no? So, anyway, yung Y na tinutukoy natin ngayon is dahil ito naman ay rectangular, so ito yun. Yan. Yan yung magiging C natin. Which is just 100. Di ba? Kalahati ng 200. Okay? So, therefore, we are now ready to solve for Rx. So, bali yung Rx natin is just square root of Sx over Y, which is 100, over area, which is 6, 7, 10. Okay? And we can calculate for Rx. So, square root of, sorry, hindi pala divide. No? Ano pala to? Ix nga pala to. So, multiply. No? Kasi i-cross multiply natin to doon. Because we need the value for Ix. Alright? So, we have square root of 308, 0.76 times 100 over 6, 7, 10. So that is 67.76 millimeters. And that would be letter B. Next, calculate the maximum tensile stress due to the following load. Actual load of 280 kilonewtons. Eccentricity of the load P about the x-axis is 100. And then eccentricity about the y-axis is 50. So may eccentricity ngayon, no? So bali una-una hindi niya in-specify kung ano tong actual load na to. Kasi pag sinabi mo actual load, pwedeng tension yan, pwedeng compression. Kaya lang in-specify naman sa problem na ito mga to ay column. And di ba column normally carries compression or they are designed to carry compression. Kaya it is safe to assume na itong actual load na tinutukoy dito is under compression, no? So compression siya. So bali, saan daw nag-a-act? Meron daw siya eccentricity about, no? Sabi niya about the x-axis. So ito yung x-axis. So eccentricity na yon dapat perpendicular. So ibig sabihin 100. So kung ito yung x-axis, so eccentricity pa ganito, so 100 which is nandito, no? Nandito sa fiber na to. Tapos yung eccentricity naman about the y-axis, ito naman yung y-axis. So ang magiging eccentricity naman horizontal. So it's going to be 50. So 50. So bali nandito siya, no? Bali nandito yung force. Nandiyan yung force P. Okay? So kapag dinrawing natin yan ng 3D. Ganyan, no? Ito yung y-axis. Ito yung x. Okay? So yung force P na tinutukoy nandito. Yan. Okay? Na kung saan yung eccentricity natin, ito yon. Okay? Would be 100. Tapos eccentricity naman natin doon sa isang axis dito. Okay? 50. Okay? So ganyan. So ang tinatanong sa atin, ano daw yung maximum tensile stress? So potentially, madidevelop ang tensile stress dun sa point kung saan yung effect nung eccentric load ay tension, no? Kasi ito compression to eh. Bali, kapag kinonvert natin yan, lipat ko yan, no? Okay, lipat natin. So pag nilipat mo yan dito sa gitna, yung P, okay, so axial na siya. Kaya lang, magkakaroon ka ngayon ng bending moment in this direction. So let's call that mx, moment about x. Tapos magkakaroon ka rin ng bending moment about this direction. Tawagin naman natin yan na my, moment about y. So bakit ganyan yung direction? Kasi di ba, dito mo nilagay yung force, yung magiging bending niya sa axis na to, pag ganito. Kasi doon papunta yung compression. So pag ganito yung moment. Tapos kapag naman tinignan mo to axis na to, yung moment naman papunta sa direction na to. Okay? Kaya ganito yung magiging itsura ng mga bending moments natin. Alright? So, as you can see, etong side na to, kapag tinignan lang natin yung mx, etong upper portion will be under compression, while yung bottom portion will be under tension, no? Kapag naman tinignan lang natin yung bending moment about y, etong right side portion will be under compression. So guys, kung saan nakaturo yung arrow, doon yung compression side. Tapos itong left side will be under tension. So as you can see, merong common na side kung saan parehas tension itong dalawa. At itong side na to yun. Yun dito. Bali nandito. That will be under tension. At of course, alam natin from bending stresses na pinakamalaki yung stress sa pinakamalayong fiber. At ang pinakamalayong fiber, hindi ba ito? Okay, kaya dito, ina-expect natin potentially magkakaroon ng tensile stress, no? So, lagyan natin ng note, no? Bali dito is the location of potential maximum tensile stress. So, sinabi ko lang na potential, no? Kasi it is also possible na walang madidevelop na tensile stress. Ibig sabihin, compression pa rin lahat. Kasi dahil dito. Pwede kasi na oo, merong effect ng tension tong moment. Pero i-combine pa natin yan dito eh. Dito, na compression. Kaya it is also possible. Kaya sinabi ko lang potential, no? But anyway, so tingnan natin. So tawagin natin ito na point A. So let's calculate the stress at point A. Bali dito, of course, gagamit tayo ng combined axial and moment na formula. So that is, sa axial stress, that is P over A plus or minus, tapos meron tayo ngayong MC over I, kaya lang yung M natin dalawa. Meron tayong MX C over IX. Again, itong C na to is kapag X yung moment, dapat Y yan. Okay? At kapag naman Y yung moment, yung C na to will be X. Na? Diniscuss na natin yung kanina. Pero, luckily, ang given nga ay, elastic section modulus. Kaya instead na MC over I ang gamitin natin, lagay ko muna, sulat ko muna. So, MY CX over IX. So, instead na yun ang gamitin natin, pwede natin gamitin na M over S. Ayan. Pwedeng ganyan. Okay? So, again, valid ito only if you are referring to extreme fibers, which is in this case, itong A na to is in the extreme fiber. Okay? Kapag hindi yan extreme fiber, hindi mo to pwedeng gamitin. Instead, ang gagamitin mo MC over I. Tapos yung C, define mo kung saang fiber siya. For example, itong fiber na to, hindi naman yan extreme fiber dun sa x-axis. Kaya meron siyang distance C na hindi maximum. Okay? Kasi ulitin ko lang, itong elastic section modulus ay sinusukat mo yan or kinocompute mo yan based on the extreme fiber location. Kaya nga ito ay C. Yan, extreme fiber distance. Okay? Anyway, let's calculate. So again, ang sign convention po natin dito is kapag positive is tension, negative is compression. Yun yung default na sign convention sa combined axial and bending. So sundin na lang natin. So una, yung P ay compression, so negative. So yung P na in-apply, 280. Gawin natin Newton. Over area, ang area natin ay 6,710. Okay? Tapos mx over sx. So ito, tension naman yung natin. No? Sa point A, ang effect ng moment about x ay tension. So positive. So mx, paano nga pala kumpitin yung mx? So ang mx ay yung p times yung eccentricity natin along the y or about the x-axis. No? Okay, so ang ginamit ko na term along. Kaparehas lang din yan sa eccentricity about the x-axis. No? Pag sinabing along, sinusukat mo siya dun sa axis na yon. So, in this case, ito yon. Okay? So, in this case, ito yung 100. So, ito yung sinabi sa problem na eccentricity about the x-axis. Parehas lang yun sa along the y-axis. Okay? So, anyway, that is mx equals p times 100. Tapos yung my naman is p times 50. Okay? So, we have 280, yun yung p, times 100, moment na yan, no? Over SX. Yung SX natin ay 308076. Okay? And then, para naman doon sa MY, so plus ulit kasi tension, 280 times 50 over SY is 201,560. Ayan. And let's just calculate. Kapag nag-positive ito, ibig sabihin tension yung stress doon sa A. Kapag nag-negative, ibig sabihin compression pa rin. So in short, walang tensile stress. Okay, and that gives us positive 118.62 megapascals. Okay, positive indicates that this is in tension. So this will be our answer. Okay? So that would be letter D. Okay, next. Which of the following gives the value of P that the column can carry without exceeding the allowable compressive stress of 108 megapascal? So ngayon, isipin naman natin, saan ba mangyayari yung maximum compressive stress? So actually, opposite lang nung point A. Kasi kung dito nangyari yung tensile stress, dito naman mangyayari yung compressive, maximum compressive. Kasi parehas na effect nung moment dito sa point na to is compression, plus ito pa. So yun yung maximum compressive stress. So nandito sa point B, no? So max compressive stress is at point B. So ano daw dapat yung minimum na stress or ano yung maximum pala na compressive stress? So that is 108 megapascal. So ibig sabihin, isa-set natin na yung stress sa B ay 108 megapascal. Pero take note, no? Compression ito. So gagawin natin negative. Okay? Kasi negative yung compression natin. Tapos, dun sa formula natin, bali maging ganito lang. Negative, tapos unknown na ngayon yung P, no? So bali P over area. Tapos, again, dito sa MX, unknown pa rin yung P. Tapos, parehas lang na eccentricity over SX. And then, lastly, dito, unknown din yung P over SY. Ayan. And then, all we have to do is solve for P. Okay, and kung mapapansin nyo dyan, magka-cancel lang itong mga negative na to, no? Magiging plus lang yan lahat. Okay? So anyway, let's just solve for P. Okay, and that gives us 149.65 kilonewtons. So that is the maximum P that the allowable stress, no? Allowable compressive stress is not exceeded. Okay, and that's how we solve this problem.